Let's look at the property itself.
Yep.
What makes a great rural property stand out in the market?
It all stems back to, and it can be challenging because circumstances change for people and are constantly changing. You know, like if someone's going through a divorce, well, you just got to deal with what's in front of you and crack the whips and make decisions and get after it. But I think
you don't have the time to put into the place, get it ready. And
in some instances, but I think, you know, you've really got to have a sound plan. You know, you can't just have. It's best not to have split decisions. You know, like you've got to seek advice from your trusted professionals or advisors. You know, you've got to talk to your accountant, understand what the tax implications are, where you're up to in capital gains. You know, talk to your solicitor. Like, you got to get your contract sorted. Make sure that from your previous purchase that there are no issues surrounding things hanging around on title.
You want to make sure everything's squeaky clean.
Yeah, 100%.
Bring in experts from their industries to clean everything up and get a clear pathway for a sale.
Yeah, you know, like, because we've had examples where you review a sale contract and one of the titles, one of the lot and DPs mightn't be fenced into your place. It's in the neighbours. You know,
and no one saw it.
Yeah, and like when they bought it, it was missed. Probably when the previous person bought it, it was missed. So like, you've got to deal with that. You've got to give yourself a really clear runway. And then it's really important to talk to, you know, get your agent on board early, you know, and you may have a relationship or you may have someone that you go directly to, or there may be, you know, 3 agents that you have discussions with until you land on one, but do it early. Yeah. So you've got your core sales team, you know, solicitor, accountant, agent, there may be others. So you're organised, everything's planned. You outline a timeline, all the suggested works from the agent that he or her thinks you need to do.
Yeah.
Have it done so it's squeaky clean. You know, it's like going on your first date. You know, generally you'll brush your teeth, comb your hair, shine your shoes, iron your shirt.
Yeah.
Same thing when you take your property to market.
Yeah.
You know, like your weeds are sprayed, you know, your front verge is all slashed, your entry looks smick. You know,
it's almost like with a human, don't judge a book by a cover, but a property you can.
100%.
You know, I mean, when you walk in, you know, if it's presentable and it looks like it's been looked after, the country's been looked after, cattle are looking well,
yes,
water, the infrastructure's right, it's going to be a better sell, right?
100%. And people, once doubt creeps into people's minds, that's when you start having issues in keeping that buyer engaged. So if you're driving along, you know, and fences probably looking a bit untidy, like they can have age on them, but make sure they're strained. You know, and if they aren't strained, they're like, you know, well, gee, I wonder what the back corner looks like if the front verge isn't strained up. First water trough you go to.
Where are all the unhidden things we can't see?
Yeah, 100%. Then it creates doubt. You know, the first water trough you go to, there's no water in it.
Yeah.
Or there's a leak.
Yeah.
You know, and like, people can appreciate tough seasons, but those things are really, really important.
If that stuff's hidden in plain sight, what's going on behind the books? What's going on?
Yep.
The foundations of the business, so on and so forth.
100%. And I think particularly, like, record keeping is so important. Like, I was fortunate enough to be a part of a sale at Walker, a property called Wirrabilla, with one of the founders of LAWD, Cole Medway. And in that sale, we were provided by the vendors 20 years worth of livestock records, which was phenomenal. So, you know, we could show to buyers
the data that you have.
Unbelievable. Like, we've proved that this property can carry this amount of DSE over a 20-year period.
Incredible.
You know, and in the livestock world, like, in the marketplace, you're generally working on $1,000 a DSE bear. So that justifies our asking price.
Yeah, it justifies it and narrows it down to, it's like, this is the price because of the data.
Correct.
We're not just spitting numbers out of the ass, you know? So.
Yeah, and that can be, and I know people probably don't think about that if you're on a family property that you've had for generations, or if you're buying a place and you're going to be there for the next 40 years. But it is invariably, circumstances change, and it is really beneficial.